over to the town residents. Anybody that wants to speak on behalf of the town sending the permits to Madison County versus doing them here in town. Anybody would like to speak, they can walk right up to the podium and state who you are and your address and say what you have to say.
So Sherry Blanton, 126 East Indiana. I'm curious why the change. It's always been done through the office here. So why now are we wanting to route it to the county?
The building commissioner that we did have resigned, and then to hire someone that is capable and trained to do that would cost the town, I mean, just roughly 60,000 a year for a salary to do 19 permits. I mean, it's what we did last year.
Okay.
We made $1,000, so you'd be looking at a $59,000 deficit.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
To do that position, you have to have structural engineering background and stamp. I mean, you have to really know what you're doing to do that job, because you're assuming all the liability when you sign off on it.
I'm going to speak as a citizen. So my question is, so I know that going to the county, how accurate are they going to be on getting a permit to us? And how accurate are they going to be on doing inspections? Because if we were to have that, like if you can see someone go, they can do a weekend job. And we know, for instance, that they needed to get a permit to do this, but they could do it in a weekend. And we, before, if they were in town, we knew that they needed a permit, someone would be able to tell them. And they would go uptown the next day or something and get a permit. How accurate are they on following through with?
I think we have a building commissioner here in town, so they're underneath. So.
Okay, so I'm Larry Strange. I'm not the building commissioner. I'm the executive director of the Madison County Plan Commission. I'm not a construction guy. I'm not a structural engineer. Well, we were contacted by the town to provide building permits and inspection services. We have a pretty, I get it. We also have a finding. We have fines and fees and all kinds of stuff. And I have copies that I would be glad to share with you, whoever wants them. I have five or six here. You can, I can always get them more. If somebody starts a project or if somebody builds a, we have this all the time. People build stuff and they don't tell us, and somebody complains about it or somebody sees it. They come back in. We have an early bird fines that basically double the permit. So if you had $1,000 permit and you started early and we tagged you, you'd have to come in and pay $2,000 plus the fine if you didn't do it right away. I don't want to say we're perfect or we keep but with the, we have a 7-day turnaround that we tell people when they bring us a permit. You can, a lot of permits you can do online. Some of them require notaries and signatures and stuff, but we try to make electric permits and stuff like that. We try to make it as easy as possible. Now in government, nothing's ever easy. So if you ever got a problem, call me and I'll resolve it. But we try to keep things on time. If you come in for a permit, we'll tell you 7 to 10 days. We'll tell you when the inspections are going to be and when you have to get us. Like you have to get an inspection at the footer. You got to get an inspection at the insulation. And we have the dates on there that when you have to let us know. So it's a process, and we do it. I don't know how many permits we do in the county, but it's about $300,000 worth. So we've got a pretty streamlined process. And for people that, we're not getting into code enforcement here. So that's really all we've got. We don't ask for permits for roofs. You don't have to get a permit for, a washer or something like that. You need any major electrical work, any major structural work, like if you're changing a window or a beam in your house, you need a permit. If you're painting or drywalling, you don't need a permit. It doesn't change the structural integrity of the structure. You don't need a permit. That's a basic rule. So I'll take any question.
You guys provide the same service, for lack of a better term, to Arestas, right?
Well, so I've been here for 3 years and I don't deal with the permits on a day-to-day basis. I know we do provide that service. I have never heard that we've actually issued a permit. We may have, and I don't know, but we do provide the service.
Carrying on 201 South 2nd. How many people do you have doing these inspections?
One.
That's what I thought. Do you have any, can we use somebody outside of the Madison County government to do the inspections and still be inspected?
You know, I would have to get with our attorney, our attorney and our inspector, because we're liable. Once we get a permit, we're liable for whatever happens. So if you get hired inspector, I mean, I'm not saying it couldn't be done, but I think it'd be more trouble than it's worth and cost you more money probably.
It just seems like it's a lot for one person. You're taking care of the whole Madison County.
Yeah,
There's a lot of building going on south of here. Not
a lot of that though,
here.
but actually a lot of that building is actually the Pendleton and Ingalls are annexing a lot of that property. So all the subdivisions down there that are going in, most of them are going in Ingalls. They're not going in Madison County. So we inspected Summer Lake and we inspected, I can't remember the name of the other one, Brooks something, Millbrook, whatever it is. There's one right next to it.
So you think anywhere from 7 to 10 days?
That's our commitment. Yeah, if it's less more than 10 days, then I don't know. If we miss it, then it's on me.
Okay.
If the permits too fast off Main, what's these building permits gonna cost compared to what we pay for them now?
I don't know what you pay for them now, but I can tell you what we charge. Well, that's not it. It must be somebody had a fee schedule. No, that's not it. Is that it?
Was ours and then this is theirs.
Oh, okay.
Is that right?
Got it. Well, then, yeah,
You can let him see that.
okay. So like, I believe, I'm saying this stuff off the top of my head, a remodel is like $100. A single family home is what, 600 plus 10 cents a square foot. So that's kind of the range this stuff is.
That's new construction, right?
Yes, yeah. It's all, I mean, I don't have the thing in front of me, so I don't have them all memorized,
You're right. I just.
but we do have it all listed.
Looking at a big price difference. I mean, I just built a pole barn 2 years ago. My permit cost me $50. You're saying if I'd done that now, it'd cost me $650.
That's probably right. If you go to the county, I can't control, and the cost, all the costs have jumped dramatically in the last year. Our permit costs have not changed. So construction costs are way up. Our permit costs haven't changed since 2022.
That's $600 more. Group your fault, everybody.
What if is there anything like the town could do to, I don't know, what can we do about that? What would it take to keep it here
What would it take?
without,
Yeah.
I mean, well, no, without us,
Take us hiring a building inspector.
does it have to be a building inspector?
You know, ma'am, that I would consult with your attorney. That's, in my opinion, it does. It doesn't, it has to be somebody that's certified. Our inspector is not a structural engineer. Our inspector spent 30 years building houses for Hallmark. So he knows, that's what his background is. So it doesn't have to be a degree person, but you're going to spend $60,000 to get somebody that knows how to do this stuff.
Be something that would be supplemented to somebody's income perhaps, but I mean, we don't necessarily need a full-time building inspector for the number of permits that we're gonna get, but maybe somebody who works in the industry that can get the certification to do it, when one comes up on their way home from work.
If you can find somebody, that's fine. We're not, I'm not here, I'm not getting paid anything to be here. This is a service to the town. We do several hundred or 1,000 permits a year. I would love, if we do this, we'll do everything we can to do it perfect and right, but I can't modify this. I'd have to go back I'd have to redo our zone.
Oh, yeah, we understand.
So the fees are what they are.
So on your, like he was looking at $600 more than we talked about, is that a la carte? Is that all in one? You're talking,
Well.
he has to come back, he does the foundation, he does the insulation, does
Oh,
the
no, the
electrical,
permit, no, it encompasses everything.
and it covers
Oh,
everything.
yeah.
Really doubt that you got all that for $50 here in town. Possibly.
All I did was build a pole barn. I mean, there's not much to that.
Yeah, I know.
I
But
can
if you,
understand if it was a house or something like
Yeah.
that, but there's not many houses going up in this area.
There's not. That's what he's talking about. We had 19 permits last year.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, I mean, it's based off of square footage, so therefore, you know, if I build a 1,500 square foot pole barn, which is basically just a stick building with metal on the outside of it, it's gonna cost me $650. You know, do I need the,
Well, they'll do your, well, I don't know how they work that with the foundation on your pole barn, but
there's no
it's just a
foundation.
pole. Just a pole in the ground.
Brandon, you have something?
The way, wait, Nicola, the way I'm hearing this is this might actually, through the county, might actually cut down, because as I understand it, the old town guidance was, any project ranging over $500 needed a permit in town. And the way it sounds like, he said it's only structural stuff, so that actually streamlines the process, and you would require less permits. Because we were requiring permits for roofing and for gutters and stuff like that, and even putting on like a patio, but if it reached over that threshold.
The patio would probably require a permit.
Okay.
I mean, depending on what it is.
Some of the permits we gave out last year, people may not have even had to get a permit to do what, according to the county rules.
That would be 8. There were 8 total that 8 people paid for permits that wouldn't have to with the county.
You know what they were for?
5 for roofs, 3 fences.
None of them would have paid in.
Right.
My question is, why couldn't the town subcontract this building permits to somebody who's got construction background?
I think the problem would be trying to find somebody that would take on that liability. At the end of the day, the person that puts their name on the end of that, at the end of that inspection is liable for everything that
Well,
encompassed in that project.
ultimately, the town would take the responsibility for employing the person who puts their signature on. So it would be the town's responsibility
That's-
to,
That's half of the battle, is trying to take the liability away from the town.
So I would just say that when our inspector goes on vacation, it costs us about a quarter of his salary to hire a replacement inspector.
And we,
Now it's a lot more inspection. I mean, there's a lot of work, but you know, the cost is much greater when you hire, I mean, we hire somebody from an engineering firm that has stuff, and that, you know, it's, you just, even if you hire them for 2 weeks, it's gonna be 10 grand.
And that's the thing, we can subcontract it out, but it's gonna be way more than $650. These guys are probably $200-300 an hour, if not more.
I would say probably 16 permits a year. That's not really feasible. Financially doesn't make sense.
what else? Been closed. No. Just a public hearing, no votes, nothing. Hearing from the public. So if nothing more on the matter, no one wants to say anything else, then we can go ahead and we'll close this portion of the meeting and we'll start our regular monthly meeting.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
For me, right?
No, you're good. We appreciate you coming in. Thank you, sir.
Somebody over in Alexandria.
We'll call our regular monthly meeting to order now. Thank you, Scott. Second. All in favor? Opposed? There you go. You got your clerk treasurer report?
Yes, I have the minutes from April 8th for email. Basically.
You approved minutes.
Second.
All in favor? Approved.
I also have the vouchers for the month. The one I emailed, I added to. It was the appraisal invoice that I also emailed. I emailed it separate. So it just, the voucher number is a little bit different. It's $142,944.38. I just wanted you to know why the numbers are different.
Gotcha.
I make a motion, we approve the vouchers.
All in favor? Approved.
And then the allowance docket, which is payroll for $10,945 or $10,945.37.
Make a motion, we approve the payroll allowance docket, $10,945,
$45.30.
$45 and thirty, yeah. What she said. I'll second.
All in favor? Go down the list, new business. Deidre, you wanted the Summitville School to be put on?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, I don't know if many of you have heard or anybody's heard, but the Summitville School will be closing after this year. So the students at Summitville will be going to Park Elementary in Fairmount. So what will happen to the school is they will open that school up to a charter school for 30 days. And if the school does not get taken by a charter, then they will come to the town and talk to the town about the building. That is something I wanted I wanted us to put on our books to be on that lookout. Cause that's a big building to look at. Mr. Mann, the superintendent, gave a wonderful speech and presentation. And if no one got to go online and look at it, it's this, and it tells why they're closing the school. The population is down, the government's not giving the money they need. Just so. And they can transfer everybody that's here to Park and without having to do anything but the HVAC over there, and that's what they're gonna do. So they had 11 rooms open here at Summitville. Maybe it's 11 at Park and 5 at Summitville open. And they're not able to transfer them over because the 6th grade. So the junior high will be now 8th or 6th, 7th and 8th. And then, so that Park will be pre-K through 5th for there. So that was just, and I printed off a couple of these. If anybody wants to look at those, you can look at those. That if you have any questions about that, Mr. Mann is very nice to talk to, and he's willing to talk to anybody from the town about it. Very nice, and he's very asking. Yeah, is that right?
Trash contract?
So yeah, I'll talk about it. We recently was notified by Best Way that our trash contract is coming open soon. So we'll need to renegotiate our trash contract. Best Way, should we continue to keep Best Way as our provider. Right now, I think, we're gonna open up bids. Because the cost of the trash services that they're offering us seem a little bit out of our citizen price range. So we're gonna be opening up contracts with trash.
Need to vote to accept this or, and I'll need to publish and.
Make a motion to publish and accept the bids.
I'll second that.
All in favor? Aye. Motion carries.
Do you want to open them at the next meeting? Or do you want to set a special meeting for that?
Open the next meeting.
So we got enough
Yeah,
time before
that's-
this one runs out, right?
When does it expire? June what?
June.
The end of June.
Have town-owned properties. I'm not sure, probably.
Well, I didn't know if you were gonna discuss that at all tonight. I thought, for some reason, I thought we had something, but I guess we don't, so I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. I just confused a little bit. All right, so now we're down to department reports. Mark, you ready?
You guys all have a copy. Some of the stuff that we went over last meeting, we do have the Durango fixed. We got the ventilation that fixed the damage, the hail damage on it. The light bar's been fixed on the Tahoe. We have a few new guys and gals that are starting to train with us. Kim Logan's been with us for a while, but she got sick and backed out of training, so kind of starting her back into training again, so you'll see her out. Calvin Serber went through the 40-hour pre-basic. He's done with that, so he's now training. Mangrum, John Mangrum. Mangram's been around for quite a while. He has been through Tier 2 Academy. He's interested in helping us out up here in a part-time paid position. His availability is pretty good due to his work schedule. They're on a 12-hour shift work schedule at the hospital. So he would be available quite a bit. We're trying to get all these guys out by the 4th so we can have a little bit of help. John Mansfield Academy date is 8/31 of 26. He does have to go down and take the agility test on 6/16. And that's going to be the new agility test that they've changed. Anderson, we're actually building some of their fences and stuff right now for Anderson PD. They're building a practice agility, just like the one at the academy. It's different, unique fences and all kinds of stuff for them to jump over. So John's going to go down, as soon as we get finished building the stuff, John's going to go down to Anderson and they're going to run them through the test when they run their guys through to see where he's at. Dog calls are up. Getting called out on them. We're citing people, doing what we can with them. We did find out for us to take a dog to Anderson, every time we take one down there, it's $150 to the town. We want to drop them off if they've got room. That's not always the availability that we could do. Other than that, again, we just don't have anywhere to put them. We can pick them up and we can't keep them in the garage or whatever. So we're still in the same boat everybody else is in. I've checked around with a couple of the other agencies. Their policy is the same as ours. If it's aggressive, we'll show up, we'll do something with it. What we got to do. If it's non-aggressive, try to find out who the owner is about the most we can do and have them grab it. We just don't have the capabilities to take dogs in and keep them. The Facebook people do a pretty good job. I would like to get a hold of somebody that runs the Facebook. I was thinking about that, to where we can maybe just make one phone call to them and they can put it out. Hey, there's a dog at whatever, whoever it is can maybe go get it or whatever. But if it's non-aggressive, there just isn't much we can do with it. Question on the signage down there at Dollar General. Did we vote that in to change the?
We did put that in.
Okay, I thought we did, but I wasn't sure. I've been sitting down there quite a bit. with the speed that we changed it to, I haven't seen a whole lot of people even going much over that. So I don't think we're gonna have an issue down there. We have had a few more call outs due to theft and stuff down there that we've been working with, but we knew that was coming. Storage, the evidence storage room. I think Brandon was gonna bring that up. Other than that, I think that's all I got. Any questions?
I had one for you. So today I got a phone call about a call on the dog situation. And I talked to Dave, and David said to us that we really need to look at this ordinance about dogs. He said it's our ordinance on dogs is just way outdated. And he had said something about it would be good if we went by the state. Mark,
We already do. We go by the state statute.
but we don't have the state statute in the ordinance.
So it doesn't matter. We still enforce the state statute. So ordinances are great, but state statute, we can enforce either one. So whichever one fits, we can use. So
So should our ordinance go with that though?
we can, I mean, the state statute actually has a little bit more. You can't make something a misdemeanor. And some of the state statutes are misdemeanors. So the most we could do if you guys made an ordinance would be an ordinance violation, which doesn't have a whole lot of bite. And then anything we do under that, David's got to show up at court. We got to pay him to show up at court. So I would just stick with the state statutes that we can enforce.
I'm okay with that. My thought was there are always things you can add, procedures you can change that might make your relief a little bit. You're not going to get criminal penalties. That's absolutely right about that. And sometimes ordinances will track the state statute, but then add a few things. So I guess what I was saying was we ought to take a look at updating it, at least reference the state statute. So, and then see if there's some changes or additions that we have the authority to make that would be desirable to make. That was my thing. And I'm willing to take a look at it. We might or might not decide.
Well, reading the state stat, I mean, obviously, every spring you just run into this. I mean, every spring and everywhere I've ever worked, because people are out and they notice dogs more than they did during the winter. But the state statute has a leash law. If it's off your property, you're liable for it. And that's really what we run into is the dogs are roaming. So we start writing tickets. And outside of that, until the judge gets tired of seeing that person come in and files something for us to take a dog or whatever, well, then we're back to, we have to contact Anderson or Madison County to come out and get it because we don't have anywhere to house it. So we're doing as much as we possibly can without opening our own can of worms, trying to get a kennel and hire somebody. I mean, just.
Mark, do you know what the fines are under state law?
It's just it's a C misdemeanor.
C misdemeanors, what's that, $500?
Well, yeah, I think so. I don't know what it is.
I don't have authority to go any higher than that. Sometimes financial incentive will have an impact.
The ones that we commonly had trouble with, we write. I mean, they're at thousands and thousands of dollars. So, I think if you're having trouble with somebody I mean, at least under the misdemeanor, we could file for a warrant
You could.
and make an arrest.
Right.
That gets people's attention when you start doing that.
And you're saying that you don't know, you know this area better than I do. I haven't actually looked at the state statute, but you're saying that you can't think of anything that we could add in terms of penalties or procedures that would make it any better for you than what you have now on the statute.
Not really under the state statute. I mean, they cover a lot. The state statute covers a lot.
Yeah.
And it's got the leash law and it distinctly says that all dog owners are liable if the dog's off their property. Now, it does say if they're making reasonable attempts, which is just common sense. Like we had one the other day that got out. We actually, I had John go back down there to check the fence to make sure the guy's truly trying to keep it in. But ultimately, we wrote them a citation and then told them ultimately, whether you're trying or not, it's on you. So,
Sure.
because
It's
it's,
liability.
yeah, so we can be as nice as we want, but in the end, it's on them.
The only thing that I would recommend is when you have a look at the statute and the ordinance and make sure there is nothing in the ordinance that some litigious person could rely on to say, well, you've modified it in some way in my favor. If that's to avoid that, we can simply make a short ordinance referencing the state.
That's a good point,
Yeah.
because if we open something up, and it could be looser in our ordinance than what the,
Yeah.
that's a good point. Okay, thank you.
We're gonna talk about the gate, evidence now while you're up.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
All right.
You're saying it costs $150 to send the dog to Anderson. Talking about a financial incentive, why is the city paying to send somebody else's dog to Anderson? Why not make, if your dog's taken to Anderson, hey, you have to give them $150 if you go down there to get your dog.
Well, they would. But the only time we would take the dog down there is if we could not find the owner.
Yeah.
If we locate the owner, the dog's gonna go back to the owner.
Yeah.
Unless we have a seizure order for the animal. So the only time we would take it down there, to answer the question, if we didn't know who the owner was. So then once we locate the owner, then we write them a ticket. Then they would pay us. See what I'm saying? So we would get our money back through the fine, but until we find out who the owner is, we can't find them. Because a lot of the stray dogs, we don't know whose they are.
Government financial perspective, but it seems to me that it should be more trying to enforce the law rather than accommodate.
I'm not clear.
Well, it seems like there would be some other financial arrangement that so the two things that come to my mind are either the person's directly responsible for the dog being sent down there. And I'm sure they have some sort of a turnaround situation where if the dog's not picked up within a certain amount of time, it would be euthanized.
Yeah.
Which I guess then that would fall on us, but or on the city more directly. The other thing that I would think is that you reach some sort of a contract with Anderson for what's our average number of dogs per year, 2 per month. So that's $300, $3,600.
That's just no more than we would take down there. It'd be cheaper for us county.
This is getting to a rate that, if we happen to come in under on, we.
They're fighting, everybody's fighting the expenses of this animal stuff. Because of cutbacks, one of the first cutbacks is your animal control. And then the smaller towns, I've worked in Elwood, I'm friends with the chiefs and I talked to all of them. That one of the first cutbacks is your kennel, because there's a lot of liability. Back in 94, I think I was said this last meeting. I was the animal control officer in Alexandria. So I had to go out and clean the kennels and make sure the dogs were right. And no offense to anyone, but the Animal Protective League would come in and check me, and then we would get fined if there was something wrong. We had a few animals that were accidentally overdosed when we tranquilized them. Because it's not a direct science, you're guessing the dog's weight, and it just opens a huge liability. And it's just far easier to pass that buck to the county or take the dogs down to Anderson than it is to take on that liability.
Yeah, I would suggest the community is not big enough for us to run our own kennels.
It's not,
And that
yeah.
there would be a more efficient way to spend money to handle the issue. To reach an annual contract with Anderson based on the number of animals that we usually take down there rather than pay $50 each time.
Yeah, but that's just what they charge. That's what they charge every agency. So we wouldn't be any different than any other agency to be able to get a contract. with.
County's the same way with their towns. It's almost like.
That's what they come up with, that it costs them to, pay their staff, feed the dogs, house them, euthanize them, so there's no negotiation. It's 150. That's what they've already come up with. That's 150. No, that's a good thought. I wish we could, but just what it costs them. Yeah, well, that is it. Anything else? Thanks.
You want to say, I don't want to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. Back up here again.
For the gate, is that what we call a gate, to secure the evidence room? This was brought up, what, 3-4 months ago, probably. I did reach out to 2 fab shops, one on local. Basically, they never got back with me, never got an estimate back. The other one said they're just too busy and they flat don't have time to do it. So I don't have the numbers in front of me, what, I don't know if you do or not. We discussed it a few meetings ago. Probably should just move forward at some point with Mark.
It's such a small job that it's like not worth most of the contractor's time. I just don't see it as feasibility, you know, to do that.
There was some cost savings in that estimate and everything, but it was over our, so we'd have to bring it to the board.
What was the cost?
4,000 something. Close to 2,000.
I don't remember. Yeah, I'm sure I got it in there.
It was something like that one meeting. Yeah, maybe. Anyway, we gave a good paid effort to reach out to other, like say, other contractors and fab shops and everything. One of them got back, one of them said we're just flat too busy to. We'll just table until that comes through and we'll get all the,
Yep, here it is, Brando.
So it was K&K Welding, submitted an estimate for $3,800.20. Basically what it is, it's an exterior steel structure that will secure, what is it, secure?
It would split the room up, because right now it's just an evidence room. Well, there's stuff like ammo and stuff like that that we need to frequently get in and out to get. Our firearms that we keep, our sim guns and all that stuff's in there. Right now, every time we enter to get one of those things, we're also entering our evidence locker. So it would slow down, it honestly would pose a problem for an attorney.
You're trying to maintain a chain of
Chain of
custody.
custody.
You have to log it. Trust me.
Every time we go in and out, we gotta write,
Yeah.
time it, to where if we had a strong story, Gary, that's different than the actual evidence room. So it would separate the evidence room from strong
Yeah.
story.
And having been a defense attorney for 40
Yeah.
years, let me tell you, we look at that.
Yeah, I know.
I would make a motion to go ahead and address this, just make a motion for K&K Welding to go ahead and complete that. I believe they were installing it as well, part of this price, $3,800.20.
I second that.
All in favor? Aye.
All right.
Opposed?
I
Motion carries.
All right, thank you. Sure.
Mr. Dollar?
Good evening. Got everything to you guys, should be 3 different lists. Our April overview, we continued our spring cleaning, and cold patching. We didn't have no call outs for the month. Me and Brendan went to, Pacer training and then to a LTAP conference in Lafayette at Purdue. Pacer is how we, certify our roads and helps us with our community crossings grants. You gotta have it, and they've changed it now. You have to have pass your Pacer training, you gotta take a test, and then you have to apply your unique Pacer ID number when you put your grant in. So we're doing that all right now. We already took our test, the following, that week, we've already passed, so we're good to go there. We're already in the system. We looked it up the other day, so. That's good. And then we'll have to recertify every 2 years. So we'll probably, just because things change every once in a while, it was a pretty good training every 2 years, we'll probably go to that Pacer training at Lafayette and just do it there. It's a good facility. It's good in person. You can ask the right questions. I watched it online. They had it online while we were there, and it's awesome. For the street department, we've been spraying for weeds on sidewalks and streets. That's our first round. We're gonna, we had some chemical that was old. It don't look like it took the clove. Some of it killed some of it, but the clover and dandelions, it don't look like it worked very well. So we went to the co-op. We've got new stuff. We'll probably be coming around here in the next month or so. We'll get a couple of days of dry weather and we'll reapply. We also grabbed some stuff for just broadleaf down at the Lions Club. We'll spray down there and try just once a year, knock down the initial surge of dandelions. Because we mow the next day and like we mow, those dandelions come up, it looks terrible. So we're going to do it once a year, just, you know, they'll still be dandelions, but not have that surge that we have down there right now. And that's on our list to do. We did perform maintenance on our batwing mower that pulls behind our John Deere, and we've been using that. That's cut our time down probably in half, you would say, and just start mowing throughout the week, which is a good deal. Been kind of hitting that together on the days in between rain that we've been able to mow. We've been doing the street curb cleaning. I finished it up yesterday, West Walnut Street while he was sealing. And then we're going to have the kids tomorrow. We're going to be around the school doing those curbs from Broadway and then down the middle. We're going to try to get all those done. And we should be good for about a month or so. Then we'll pick back up and start all over again on our date. Next time we're going to hit the curbs again, try to keep them cleaned up. I'd ask citizens if you see something out front, you don't clean it. We appreciate it. And then again, we did our Monday and Fridays pickups. We're trying to get in the habit of that. We picked some up from the citizens, and it seems like it's going pretty good. So that's been a good thing. We've been cold patching. We've run out of cold patch. I'm going to ask you guys here in a minute to buy some more. We started the east side of town. We've been working our way west. I think this next round that we buy should get us to all the holes we have there. And any that might come up throughout the year, we should have enough left over, we hope. We repaired the shed. We had some vandalism at the park. The shed, somebody tore the wall off the west side of the shed park, so we've put a new wall in there. We've been taking scrap metal out from back here and around, this stuff that we don't need, and you'll see the pile. We're going to get ready to take another load. I'm just trying to get things cleaned up. We've done all the flags on Main and Mill. All the storm wastewater used to be wastewater lids on the east side of town have all been changed to stormwater. Since they did the separation, we've had the lids. We got that done Friday ago, so that's all taken care of. We got a bunch of extra ones. We did the grass warnings. Our first round was done, and Friday they'll be up. I think out of the 10 I've sent out, 6 have been corrected. And then I think I got 4 left that haven't been mowed that probably Friday will mow, and I'll bring you a list and we'll take care of those. I did add another person this week, so we're just doing it once a week. We see it. And then after the 10 days, we're going to go mow it and try to get it taken care of. So been doing that. I appreciate people that did get their stuff taken care of. We don't want to mow your yard. I mean, it's pretty pricey. I believe it's going to be $350 every time we show up to mow. So we don't want to do it. We've been doing the wastewater. We've been mowing the ponds every other week. I had a gentleman out today. We've had some issues between the turtles, and we had some possible muskrats out there. We've had some damages. He doesn't see a bunch of muskrats that it's worth us to have him come and trap right now. We do have a lot of turtle issues. We've set traps today for the turtles to try to relocate them. We've seen several large snapping turtles, and we believe that's what got into some of our pumps. So we're trying to get that corrected. We've got quotes to overhaul both our vacuum pumps at the vac station. We cannot find anything that those have ever been done. We got one that's leaking a vacuum. That's not in good shape. So our plan is, tonight, and we'll present that also, do bush pumps, so we can do a complete overhaul, and it needs to be done every 6 years. And then every 20,000 hours, oil needs to be changed on those. So got the stuff, we've got the logs to start doing it. There's parts we want to start with the whole overhaul and then start the process from there on out. We did change the oil on the sewage pumps at the vac station, so that got done, and that's a yearly process. It's a yearly preventive maintenance deal. That went well. They're not leaking. We got everything cleaned up down there. Looks pretty good. Brendan took his pesticide test down Madison County Pass, so here in the coming weeks, we will probably spray as needed for mosquitoes where you purchase in a trap. So we're not going to spray every week. Brendan's the Einstein on that. I'm not going to be able to speak on all this, but when you have certain population, you spray. When you don't, spray, you can waste product. Stuff's kind of expensive, so he's got that taken care of. Go on to the quotes and what we need. I'd like to purchase a pallet of the Easy Street Cold Patch. That's $1,568. That's able to be stored inside. It's in bags, 50-pound bags. We're able to use it manually. You don't have to heat it. It works pretty good. And so far, since the last pallet, everything we've put down is still holding pretty well. First Street, the semis are running over it. Down at STS, they're running over it. It's all still in the ground, stuck pretty well. So we're pretty pleased with it. We've been looking at power washers. That was brought up several meetings ago. I think my first meeting here before I was at this capacity, it's been a need. I have my power washer down there right now from my house. But we need a more higher PSI one. So we've got quotes. I went to Lowe's, I went to Harbor Freight. We got Bendels, and only Harbor Freight and Bendels has one that's 4,000 PSI, which what we'll need for sewage, for the hoses for us to do storm or wastewater clogs. That we can jet out some of these sewers with those. Bendels was $930.99. Harbor Freight's Predator, which that's a steel brand. And then Harbor Freight is a Predator, $899.99. I believe the steel is probably a better quality one. And that's one we'd like to get taken care of tonight. We need 15 gallons of Gator Patch. So we've been sealing roads with the sealer. I don't know if you guys have noticed, we've been out. We started 7th Street, worked our way around. All of the roads with cracks that are 4 years or less, we're trying to get sealed. It's a preventive maintenance that that's going to add years to road life. We're down at the end of Washington now and working our way west. It's just got to be a dry day where the cracks are dry, so we get that stuff in the ground. But on some of these roads that are 4 years old or less, 7th Street has a spot, Prospect Street has 2 spots. There's a few other spots throughout town. There's already alligatoring in the roads coming up. The reason for that, I believe, is they were laid at 1.5 inches. And then when they milled, there was bad bedding below in those roads that wasn't addressed. So if you just mill the road, you pave 1.5 inches, that bad bedding's still there. Your road's going to collapse as it dries out and gets more brittle. You're an alligator, you're going to lose your whole road. So what the alligator patch will do is seal all this alligatoring and extend that road, because we're not, basically cut back our funding quite a bit to do roads. This should save that road, we're hoping, for several years. Right now, Prospect Street, as soon as you turn on there, we kind of framed it. We can kind of drive down there and see what we've done. That's actually coming up. Like, that's a brand new road that probably by the end of the summer will be a pothole if we don't address it. So that's an absolute need to get that sealed up. It's a test run. The minimum you can buy is the 15 gallons for $549. So we definitely need that. The striping of Main Street. It was tasked to me to get quotes. I dealt with Gridlock. I think the fellow's name was Brian, for about 2 weeks. And then I have not heard back from him. I met B&B. He said they're pretty hard to get to come down and do small places. He was surprised that the guy called me. So I called Accurate Striping out of Daleville. I emailed 2 quotes to you guys. The first quote would be just for the double yellow lines on Main Street. And that would be town limit to town limit. It is $22,494. The second quote would be double yellow lines and then the white lines that are out there, your bicycle lane and then the parking lines and stop, intersections is $34,105.50. Don't need to make a decision on that tonight, let that soak in with you guys. I said the same thing. I've called Elwood, we're investigating other options. I've asked a fair amount, they have a sprayer, they said it's terrible to use, they put it up, they hire it out. I did call Elwood, they have a brand new sprayer through, what was the name of that company? You called?
Michael Todd.
Michael Todd, the company, they sell them. That guy referred me to Elwood because I was like, you guys demo them? Can you bring them out? Can I try out? I want to spend, these sprayers are anywhere from $5,000 to $11,000. It'd be worth it relative to those costs if we bought one and did it ourselves. But is it a quality that wants to look like? Try to be that guy. So Elwood said they use theirs for like handicap stuff, parking lots, their city property, but they hire out all their roads to accurate and grid lock. So that's a question. I'm going to reach back out and do some more investigating on a sprayer that we might be able to do it ourselves and get something. What I've been reading is one that has a laser that kind of runs itself. It's a little more pricier, but again, if it's something we can do for ourselves every year, and then after that, we're only buying paint, maybe $800 to $1,000 worth of paint, probably worth it in the long term. But we'll get back to that. I just wanted to put that out there. That's there. We did get quotes for the streetlights uptown that are rotting. There's only 6. I don't believe. Maybe it is. I don't know of many places. I can look into it that it would be worth to take those down and refurbish them. Just how bad they're. I don't know if you guys looked at them. So I sent out 3 quotes. 2 came back. Light Mart was $17,295 to replace 6 lights. That's all fixed there. And then Wisconsin Lighting Lab that does the decorative lights. Both of these are decorative and pretty similar to what we have. Wisconsin was $29,172. So just keep that in mind. We can discuss it later. I want to put that out there. We're looking at it. I don't know what other options we'll have with the lights out there. So it's unfortunate. Our bug sprayer did get fixed. That was $515.15. We got quotes for dump trucks. We desperately need a dump truck to do some of the stuff we're doing. Like on our list to do it is alleys for the next coming month or 2. Move gravel 1 bucket at a time and driving back and forth. It's super inefficient. And some of the other stuff we do, we really need one. However, they're pretty expensive. Chevrolets, this is the last year for the 5500 that they're going to sell. They're actually discontinuing manufacturing this month on those. It's $90,512. And that's a dump truck plow combo.
The diesel.
And that's a diesel. Andy Moore Ford came in, it's regular fuel. It's F550 for $94,358. And they said they would take our Ford Explorer and trade for $2,000. So that'd probably bring it down to $92,000.
With no plow. With no plow.
No, that's a plow there.
Oh, it's
Yeah, both these come with a plow dump bed. They were bid out equally. So that's something to think about. I believe that's pretty high, and I don't know if that's something that we're physically able to deal with at the time, but we can talk about it. Try to get a plan. We're looking for used ones. We've been on Gov Deals. The ones I found that look like they'd be a good deal for us are like Georgia, South Carolina. I hate to bid on something at $15,000. It looks good or 20. I can't go and look and touch it, run the hydraulics on it, make sure it's not leaking hydraulics or whatever. So we're gonna keep looking. We can get one a little closer. I would then probably entertain taking a day trip and maybe going that route, buying used one that's in good shape. So I just don't figure $100,000 on a dump truck's insane. I mean, it's time to do with it. Sherwin-Williams, we want to buy paint. Kind of looked around, the same company that sells the sprayer sells paint, more generic. I talked with the gal, not sure William, we set up an account so that it seems like everything in our park's red and gray, and I like it. It needs to have a standard. We plan on painting everything down there throughout the summer and getting everything looking good and up to speed. We've had some, we've been in a little bit of broke some stuff and we gotta repair it. But before we repair it, we'll need to paint and seal it so they ain't sitting out there and rotting. And they gave us the right paint for both jobs, and then they can save it. So if we have an outside person, club, group, whatever, that decides down the road, hey, we're gonna paint this to match our stuff, we can just send them, say, hey, go to Strickland's, tell them you need the paint color for the town, have something, sorry. And, they'll be able to send them the exact paint, exact colors that we have. We won't have to, hodgepodge. Hey, they went to Lowe's, they went to Menards, and then it's different shades, and it'll be a standard we can run with the town for the future. And I think we'd be on uniform looking good, kind of thing. So that's $706.09 is what we need for the paint right now. Our plan is we've collected all the picnic tables from the Lions Club, and then we got a bunch down at the park. They're in pretty bad shape. They're missing some cross members and some stuff broke on them. We've got the wood to fix it, but we want to do it all at once. We're going to paint, fix the tables, get them back out, and then we got to repair the bleachers. They're broken. Again, we're going to scrape all the bleachers and paint it all as we install and get them all looking good. Hopefully, our goal is before the 4th of July. We'd like to have all that back out looking good before everybody gets here. So definitely need that paint. And I have a lot tonight, so I'm really sorry, but we're really busy. BBC pump down at our lift station on Lake Street. We had an issue last month that I reported to you guys. That's going well. But there's a part that they're going to install that will cycle our pumps down there. So right now we have a lead pump and a lag pump. When wastewater gets so high, that lag pump kicks in. What we want to do, and it's a sensor, and they'll come in and set it up, is essentially it'll alternate that lead pump. So we're spreading the life out of these two pumps, and we're going to get more life instead of having one pump that's leading all the time, or when too much flow comes in, that back pump kicks on, we're going to alternate the two. It'll stretch out the life of the pump, and pumps tens of thousands of dollars. Putting this part in is $943, and we should get several years. So something we really need, and they can come in and get done in the day, save us quite a bit of money in the long haul. And then again, the Bush pump overhaul kit for our vacs, that's $2,223.42. They have to be done. We're probably, I'd say we could have it attached to use as pumps with that shape.
Is that overall kit come with vanes, rotary vanes?
I believe so. He spoke with them. I think it's everything. I don't want
They should. I was just curious if that's what it was.
They said it's the only kit they have, and it's the only kit you can get for that pump. Because we were trying to get somebody out here with us, and they're like, well, we can send everything. And to get a tech here from, what state were they in? Virginia, I think. Like it was like, they were like, you can probably do it. We have everything for it. I was like, well, we'll look at it. If we don't feel comfortable doing it, we ain't going to start it. We'll probably come back and.
Virginia Beach.
Yeah, it's coming from Virginia Beach. So, yeah. I think we figured it out. We've already done other pumps. It doesn't look terrible. We've went through the manual. And kind of prepped ourselves for this. And I think we can get it done. Our number one pump right now, though, is sucking the vacuum from time to time. So when it doesn't pull a vacuum. The second pump kicks in to pull the vacuum. Not good. That's a lot of load on both.
Give a detailed overview of what's in the kit.
We are working with the back pump people out of Warsaw. So we want to get that down to a 30 hertz start, which is right now those start at 60 hertz. That's a hard start for those motors. It was possibly supposed to be in the project way back. I don't know nothing about it. Doesn't really matter. But it's a part that they come in, install, and program to get those to soft start. It'll be easier on our electric bill down there, and it's easier on the pumps. It's something that I'll be bringing up probably here in the next month or two that I'd like to get them here and get that done. That's going to save, again, wear and tear on those pumps in the long term, and that's on the electric bill for sure. So last thing I got there on finances is the air motors to the wastewater ponds that they come out. What was the name of this company? Cal something. We have 4 motors that are bad. We have 2 in-house. So that saved us some money, and he's gonna come pick them up. But 2 we had to purchase, or we're going to need to purchase, and then they got to rewire it from where these turtles or whatever varmint has chewed through the stuff. Cost us $11,002 of damage at the ponds. We gotta at some point get that done. Again, we set traps today. We got quite a few lines out, and then we had a guy come in. He doesn't think it's muskrat. He didn't see any signs where he said you might have one or two, but he said you don't have an infestation that's gonna be cost effective for him to be out there. He did say once season comes in, because you gotta have a nuisance license to catch these out of season, which is the whole state thing. He said once, and he has a license, and if we do get to where we do have an infestation, he said call him to come out. He's sending me some more turtle trap information. They said we can do ourselves, but then once season comes in, he's gonna come in and just trap to see. He said it just ain't worth his our cost to have him out there trapping that thing out there. He said, because he's gonna pay him every time you go check him twice a day. He said, we walk the whole thing. He said, it's just not there. I agree. It's probably our turtles. We've seen several large turtles out there. Not sure pictures. Covalent, yeah. Who's gonna fix those pumps? So that's gotta be done. That's all I have on expenditures. I do apologize. It's a lot. Hopefully we slow this down. I do have, there's a couple needs there that we'll be addressing one day. And then we have two things of excess equipment. So we have 25 manholes lids that we do not need. We'd like to scrap, but I do need, I've asked because it's a town-owned property and they're expensive. I have a whole pallet of brand new ones that we already have brand new that we're gonna store. These are the old ones that came out that say sewage that we're not gonna need forever. So I don't, there's some sitting around, but I do need I probably need a vote, and then I'll probably write a letterhead and have one of you guys sign it. So we'll go to scrap yard, because they'll probably question, we'll show up with a bunch of manhole lids. Yeah, getting rid of 25 of them, and then we have an old salt box that don't fit in other trucks. It's missing a motor. It's scrap that I just like to sell on gov deals if we can get anything for it. I mean, I'd take $10 for it just to get out of our way. And I'd take it for free. Somebody want it for free, really, but it's just there's no parts for it. It's taking up space. We've been working pretty hard on the south building to put it out, trying to get organized. Those two I would probably entertain to have as excess. That's all I got.
Anybody want to make a motion to scrap the 25 manhole lids?
So I'll make that motion. Scrap whatever you need to scrap.
Second.
All in favor?
Right.
Oh, motion carried.
You don't think someone would want to make a patio out of them or something?
Oh, the manhole lids.
They're pretty heavy.
The motion to purchase the hole patch.
I'll second.
Well, all right, you guys, because he was me and the power washer,
Well, do we have to do one for each?
Yeah.
then I thought you could. All right, go ahead.
Robin, do we need to do a motion for each thing that needs purchased?
I think you can do it in a group. Yes. Yeah, fine, close.
Okay.
As long as everybody knows
All
what
right.
they're voting for.
You did. Let Brandon do that.
Okay.
We need pumps, this $11,000.
Yeah. Which I'll come out wastewater. I think we're okay there. Me and Ron, I spoke with, for your guys' information, I met with Robin yesterday, and we went through all these, the needs, and the needs is, what we absolutely have. We're gonna hit on the other stuff. We can talk later and try to get a game plan for, maybe figure out some other funding options.
We'll tackle on the good news is that we already have two of the pumps that are needed.
Yeah, it was originally.
So-
$20,000 on that, on the Covalent one, so we do have two that. We're there on how it's look for them.
Make a broad motion to cover everything. We talked about the cold pad, $1,568. I might recommend going with Bendal's on the pressure washer for $930.99. The Gator patch for $549. The paint from Sherwin-Williams at $706. And cents. Can't remember it. That's correct. Yeah, PVC pumps at $943, wash pumps at $2,223.42. And then the aerator motors for the waste pond at $11,002.
All there. Opposed, motion carried. And then the second two pages, feel free, call me. Those are just where we're at on statuses, with street and wastewater on all of the major things we've been doing throughout the town. That's just our spreadsheet we run off on weekly. So we got things or we deducting things. This.
How are you guys doing on your time? I know we switched our timing around. How's the time doing? Like,
Comp time?
yes.
Oh, good question. He gave him an hour. So I think he's sitting right at 13-ish, 12, 13. I didn't look at it today. 5-0. We had no call outs last month for April. So he grabbed an hour because he had to go to Illinois, pick up the Mugabug sprayer and then drive back, and just the drive time, it costs us about an hour. So that's it. We're doing pretty solid.
I got a question.
Yep.
I like waiting until people walk away.
I see that.
As far as the roads go, what thoughts? I know you talked a little bit about it, but I'm gonna use Prospect, for example, because we live on, I live on it.
Yep.
It was just paved a year, 2 years ago.
2 or 3. Yeah.
Terry talked about the cracks in that as well. Moving forward, is there a different approach to that? I know we're kind of, our hands are kind of tied across the sides.
So here's our goal. Here's what me and Brandon been working on. So the PACER training kind of addresses a lot of this stuff. It's a grading system, 1 to 10, 10 being the brand new road that they paved yesterday. A 9 would be a road that's paved within the last year with very minor defects. And then it breaks down and it's very categorized of how we grade it. We just graded every single road in our town last week. What was our average?
2.65.
2.65 on a PACER scale. Again, remember 10's the best. We're in bad shape.
A lot of the new paved roads.
So the state last year had 250 million. They never turned nobody down for grants. When you put that community crossings in, they cut it from 250 million to 100 million. This is the first year they denied a lot of cities and towns. I'll speak, I believe Anderson was the only city in Madison County got it. Paramount was the only city in Grant County that got a grant from community crossings. Pretty selective. We listened to the lady that approves all that. She's like, she felt bad, but it ain't up to her. It's our state legislators. So feel free to write your state legislators and tell them, I don't know where they're moving the money to, but we desperately need it. There was nothing done wrong here. The grant was in, our PACER stuff has been put in every time. My goal this year and where we're at already is we're already graded. We will start probably in the coming month, into June, getting with the companies that do paving. Brooks E&B is the major two, I think, around here. I don't think there's another one out of Ohio that works this way sometimes, and we might reach out to them. But we'll have to get quotes on all the roads we want to do, up to whatever we think, financially we can do. We'll have to pay 20%. If we do get the community crossings, it's a 20% match. We pay 20% of whatever. So if it's $1 million, we're gonna pay $200,000.
For this fall?
It has to be, and so
Next
they've
spring.
changed it.
Next spring.
We start it now for next year. So September 1st is the opening day to turn your grant stuff in. They close it September 31st or 30th, whatever the end of September is. And we will have ours in September 1st. We're gonna be the top, it will be in that first day they open that grant. We'll be done. We're about a third of the way there right now of getting all that together and making sure we are, there. I think our ratings were probably a little inflated, maybe, I don't know. We've had some degradation. Again, it's not nobody's fault. When you pave 1.5 inches on a road that needed re-bedded completely, I'll give you First Street. You guys have all been out on First Street, how bad that road is. That road's gonna cost a lot of money because the core of that road, the rock, they're gonna put the whole road out, put rock in, sand it, then you'll asphalt in, and they're gonna pack it. Like, it's gonna have to be a back, whole road put in the job. You can't, there's no way we can go out and mill that, repave that, in 3 years it'll be back to about what it is. Maybe not as bad, but it'll be crumbling and we'll be fighting the road. So sometimes some of these roads you have to do, and do right. You know, I'll give you an example. Main Street is probably 10 years old, maybe 12 years old. They did that right. I mean, that was core all the way down. You imagine like all the semis we have going down that road and the shape it is, it's in pretty good shape relative to the age of what that road is. So our goal is to do the roads that need rebedded, that have the traffic. We're gonna have to core them and redo them. Some of our local roads, they'll have a 2-inch minimum. The 1.5 inch you just can't do, it's not good. And then when you mill, there's certain things, and in that Pazer, they tell you, hey, if this road's a 3, you have to do these steps to get that back to a 10 and make the road last. You guys will see us out, we're sealing roads right now, crack sealing. We got a machine last month. We're about halfway through a pallet right now. We've done 7th Street. All the newer roads is what we're kind of tackling. Some of these roads, you know, that are like First, that are gone, we can't do nothing with until we repave them. We'll patch them as we can, but there's nothing can be done. But the roads that are in decent shape now, we're gonna try to save that, you know, we'll get 12, 15 years out of them without having to do a lot. We're looking into chip sealing. I know some people don't like it because of the dust, but when you chip seal a road, you essentially take that road that might have 4 years of life left on it and you throw another 8 years onto it. At, you know, $100,000 to pave that road, you can chip seal it for 10. So, you know, and then they give it, you know, another 8 to 10 years worth of life. And then continue to do that if you manage it correctly, which that's our goal, is to manage all this properly. So in a nutshell, that's kind of where we're at with the roads. We take it pretty seriously. I think, you know, you guys deserve good roads, so we're gonna do our best to get everybody good roads. It's just a matter of the state funding roads like they should, in my opinion. And we're battling for all that money with every other community throughout the state, so.
I think it's amazing they're finally doing 28.
Yeah.
69 to 9.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
a big plus.
sure. So we're hopefully, my goal is we'll be funded in paving in 2027. I don't see us, we're gonna try to chip seal this year. We made around, met, yesterday, and that was a conversation we had. I call her.
He's probably right.
We're gonna try to chip seal, this year and do some things. We do have a little bit of funding, but, it's, you know, if we can get E&B or Brooks close to us where we don't have to pay their setup fee, if they're already here, maybe we can get some things done. It's just, we're trying to get options out. I just don't know this year what we'll be able to do outside of us cold patching and trying to seal what we got, take care of what we got in preparation of next year. So,
Well, one of my questions is about Brooks.
yeah. No.
They're the problem.
Well,
They're the lowest,
some of
they're
it,
the lowest bidder on everything we do.
for sure.
And it's, every one of these streets is theirs
Yeah.
and they're all falling apart.
Some of it, I won't
called them.
throw a bunch of shade at Brooks. I don't know. I do know I looked at the last 2 years of Pazer and what we did pave, and doing 1.5 inches on roads that need rebedded and redone doesn't, and they should have, I don't know, I wasn't here, so I'm not gonna speak badly, but 1.5 inches just ain't enough unless you're paving on pretty good roads and that are in pretty good shape and or very light traveled roads. But, you know, we got a lot of farm implements that cut through here. Since I've started working down here, I can't believe how many semi trucks come through this town. You guys have a ton of semi trucks, which does not help your roads
So
whatsoever.
do all of our roads have to be ground down?
No,
So that-
there'll be some of them, you know, I think the east side, anything on the west side we do is we're gonna be able to save, I think, and get pretty far along before we have to mess with the west side. We're gonna be sealing over there a lot. We'll probably do some chip seal at some point. Your east side, some of the northeast side, we're gonna have to get into the base and at least do 2 inches. I think everything we do going forward, in my opinion, will have to be 2 inches. It's the state's minimum recommendation, and I agree with that. I think to do 1.5 inches, it'd have to be a really good road that we just needed to recover. You know, maybe Main Street one day, we can mill down 1.5 inches and redo it just because it's such good shape and it has a good base if we ever got to that point. But we have so many roads now that it would probably just be the 2 inches.
My other thing on roads is, why is First Street a priority over Third Street? Third Street is terrible.
Yeah, we got a few of them. I don't know if it's
And-
priority.
And First Street is full of semis.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
routed in that way. And it's just gonna throw away, you're just throwing away money.
Well, if we rebase
Flat
it,
guarantee it, it'll be gone in a year.
if we'll re-engineer, we'll actually engineer that road. If we're gonna pave it, we're not just gonna pave 2 inches and cut it down. That road would be engineered, just same with if we do North Main Street for an STS. That has to be re-engineered and they're gonna have to, either we're gonna have to pay for it at some point, or we're gonna have to work with maybe Mark, I don't know. But you're gonna have to get an approach to hold that concrete in. If there's no curves or no edges, when those semis come by, your road really starts coming apart on the edge because of the weight. Now, if you have curbs, like, you know, I use Main Street for example, how that, you have curbs, the road, the asphalt is kind of contained within those curbs. You're not gonna lose your road, but your county roads, you know, some of these roads is without edges, we're gonna have to figure something out because he pulls in every day. You guys can go down there. We put cold patch or not cold patch, well, we did cold patch, but on the edges, we took a bunch of old, millings and tried to fill that in just to save our road. It don't last. And I mean, they're just running in now, not their fault. I mean, they got a business to run, but
As a citizen, you're not gonna sway me on
Yeah.
Third Street not getting done before First.
no, I hope
It's
to do,
just-
we'll do quite a bit and I'm not,
It's a no-brainer.
yeah, we'll do our best.
Walk down it.
Yeah. Oh, we walked down.
You've been down.
Yeah, we've been down them all.
Dollar?
Yeah, we-
Before
we
you
still don't
walk
have
off,
truck-
You wanna go ahead and tell them what they quoted us on the Pizza King thing, just to get it out of the way?
Oh, we did the Pizza King quote. You want that out? So I think you guys have a meeting with them at some point. We did get the EMB quote. Brooks called me today and is supposed to be getting me a quote, but I believe the parking lot, to pave that parking lot is $61,840 and 22 cents, I think.
Yeah, and which we had an executive meeting yesterday about it.
Yeah,
I mean,
And
that's,
whatever you guys, that came in and then Brooks, there will be a quote from Brooks. He called me actually today, so I don't know when I'll get it, but
and that's fine. But I mean, at this point, we're exploring other options.
Yep.
So it's,
I just wanted to put that out.
no, but I
there.
appreciate you getting the
Yeah.
quotes and stuff. So,
One
Sure.
big street where the gas company put that cut across the road.
Yeah, we've just redone, Reese,
They put in a ticket
yep, they're getting ready to.
to
redo it.
come and repair it.
And if they,
through
if it
811.
ain't repaired here in the next week or two, we're probably gonna call them again. So we did go down there and do an 811 on it. Last week, so we're assuming they should be down there. It's pretty bad. Yeah, they are not that good. They kind of really jacked it up, so.
Speaking of which, that street repair ordinance.
Anything else? I'm around all day, huh? Anything else? Councilor Gord?
I have a quick question. I have had several people ask me what has happened to the veterans' pictures on the poles.
the flags or the banners that were hanging up. So, the person that was in charge of those decided that she didn't want to do it anymore. The life expectancy of those banners were 2 years. We spoke with other towns and that's kind of what they're saying as well. So every 2 years, whoever's in charge of that will take orders for new ones and they'll put them up. So we've got somebody who's gonna take it over. And hopefully starting next summer, we've talked to Richard about it a little bit. We're gonna start putting some back up. We'll put it out so that if you want to order one for whoever, you'll get those as well. And all those banners got returned to people who ordered.
No, they didn't.
No,
Oh,
No,
that's,
sir.
I was told they were. I'm sorry. I was told
we
they
just,
were.
we just took them down. If you give
There's
me, if
more.
you have a banner, we will get them to you. We have them on a pallet. They're inside. We got them all rolled up that we have. We still have North Main in front of STS, still a few banners we got to get down. But we took them down the same day we put up flags. Some of them are better shaped than others. Some, if we don't have it, some of them were gone, blown down, and most of them got returned to us and we've had, but just get with us. We have a whole bunch. And if you know anybody, if you let everybody know if they want theirs, we'll just get with me and we'll get them to them.
As I understood it, this was not, this did not start as a town project. This started out, we just agreed to help. And then it just worked out that we've assumed it, at this point.
Yes.
The lady, I was told that she wanted to return them to the people that actually purchased them.
Okay.
She was having trouble with other family members wanting banners, but they didn't actually purchase them. So
Okay,
she's told us to have them contact her.
okay, so there you go. If you wanna, if not,
And we can take those down.
yeah, we can kind of figure out with that gal as what she wants to do or where we're at with it, because I don't want to sit on them. We have them in our south barn. They're all in a pallet rolled up.
Who is it? Is it Diane Smith?
Yes.
And they're not all down either.
Yeah, and like I said, we still got a few to take down.
Who's taking over those?
We spoke with Heather Blazo. She's talked about, wanting to do it, take it over.
Okay.
So, she'll put something out on Facebook, to where, like I said, contact her and then she'll order them. And
Okay, great.
I don't mind that. I don't mind it.
Didn't understand it.
I'm sorry?
Who you say is gonna take it? over?
Heather Blaisdell.
Yeah, but last name throws me.
Yeah, she lives here in town. I mean, is my girlfriend, but she lives here in town. She's local. So so she's gonna take it over and start doing it.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'll get it taken care of. I just want to remind everybody, the farmer's market will start in June on, June 13th. So far, we have nine vendors so far. Most of those vendors have signed up for all season, so that's very good. If you know of anybody that's interested in the farmer's market, they don't have to sell farmer stuff or anything like that. You could just, anything. I mean, if they want a booth fee or whatever, it's $20 and they can do it. On the farmers, we do it every second Saturday of every month. So it's on June 13th, July 11th, August 8th, September the 12th, and October the 10th. So those dates, and I've got stuff out there, and we'll put more out, closer to probably here shortly. Don't everybody forget, tomorrow is town cleanup day. So you have any of that fun? Oh, I just wanted to tell the council that, okay, so it's got on to the meeting about the LIT meeting with the local income tax meeting, and it was pretty much talking about they want the council to start attending, meetings for when they go live with the 2029 new tax rate. So, if that's it, right. So in 2029, they're gonna be a new tax rate. But they suggest that all members of the council attend these meetings to prepare. And I've yet to see a schedule, a schedule for when those meetings will be. And I think Robin said probably the county will put those out. I don't know if AIM will put them or the county, but so they said that LIT meetings is what we need to look out for, and we just need to start thinking about, there's something, they did say suggest all council members attend, so I don't know if we need to do it online or whatever. So the meeting I attended was online, it was fine, very good information, a lot of changing stuff's gonna change, it's scary and but a lot of training stuff for that, so I just wanted to make it everybody aware, because that's when I attended that. I just want to remind everybody, if you guys have any issues or something, remember you could always go on the website and look for the numbers you have a police issue, you can always call the non-emergency line, and that's how you're gonna get a hold of Mark and the police, the
Dispatch.
dispatch, I can get that right. And that's how they're gonna get get to you. I had a lot of people say, well, you don't really need 911. What do you do? So those numbers are on our website. A long time ago, they did send little magnets out. I don't know if everybody got those or not, but they're on there also. I just wanted to make that reminder on that. And you can always email anybody questions. The council is on website. You can, anytime you want to, you can email questions. Or you can call us, text us, whatever you want. Always willing to answer any questions. If anybody has anything. And that's all I have.
David, you got the attorney report?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, as Richard referred to, there are things in the works regarding the sale and transfer of a number of parcels of town property. Won't get into those now, but I will say that one of my jobs now is working on resolving some of the legal issues. There will be, these will be all addressed at a public hearing at some future time. I don't know precisely when the council plans to do that, but there's a lot going on. And so a lot of my time is taken up with that. Regard other things, let's see, you heard Deidre ask me to have a look at we talked about this last time, the state statute and the local ordinance regarding leash law, and I will be working on that. And that should be a small project. And then seeing if we need to revise the ordinance. Other things, Robin has sent me today a resolution, form of resolution that she'd like me to work on to remove property taxes for certain town-owned property. It's a relatively small amount of money, but it shouldn't take long. So I'll be working on that. And my work in Elwood is at a fairly low level at this point. We have one abandoned vehicle case that was filed about a month ago. We had an initial hearing on it. It's now set for a pretrial conference on the 9th of June. It may be settled or may go to trial. If it goes to trial, it'll probably be in July. So that, I think, let's see if there's anything else. No, I did find out, well, what Richard was talking, a little more information about the community crossings program. Someone asked, where's the money come from? Where did it go? It's all state money. So if you have any issues, you can take it up with your state legislature. You don't need to bother your congressperson. And it is, in 2025, the legislature passed a bill that put a hard cap of 100 million, as Richard said. Where the money went, they kind of restructured it. 25 million went, a large part of it went to a new program called TRACS. It's for overpasses and underpasses for trains. It's a little bit different. And 50 million went, well, to Indianapolis for major projects. So, but they did give smaller towns a little bit of a break by reducing the match from 25 to 20%. So that's a little information I was able to find out while sitting here. And if any of you are politically minded and want to call somebody legislators, people.
I have a quick question on when you said the Elwood situation. Did we ever find anything out about the house down on Walnut?
Okay, you have to refresh my memory on that. All I do in Elwood is prosecute the ordinance, they're civil, but I prosecute the ordinance violations. So I haven't seen an ordinance violation case filed.
Well, I think they've done a lot of ordinances on it.
Sometimes they may get resolved before they come to me, so maybe Mark can address
House
that.
on Walnut and Seventh.
The property?
Yes,
Yeah.
good cleanup for sure.
I talked to them.
They've been ticketed ever?
I don't know. I'd have to look back.
We wrote them up last year.
Huh?
We wrote them up last year.
I think Dave did, I think.
Yeah. So that's never, I didn't know that anything ever happened because nothing.
Yeah, we don't hear back a lot of times. If the court settles it, we don't hear anything back. We could look at it.
If I hear anything, I'll make a note. Where is it so I can identify?
7th and Walnut.
Okay.
I get so many questions about that place.
And that's a abandoned vehicle or is it?
Yeah.
Property cleanup.
Property? Okay.
I think there is a group going tomorrow possibly to help kind of clean that up with it'll mean it'll be better, but it ain't gonna be, I think, where it's at. I know what you're talking about now. It just took me a second to get up to speed. After tomorrow, we're gonna give them, it's probably gonna relapse. We will, as far as the yard growth and all that, we will go after them. They're kind of claiming a hardship, but I don't think a hardship lasts 2-3 years, so I'm new here. But we're kind of been waiting for this property tomorrow, and then we got a group going down there to help them, and then after that, it's kind of gonna reset. From this day on, you're gonna have to manage this or. Yeah.
Anything else, Steve?
I got a small list.
Yep, you're good. We're getting ready to get to that part. Go right ahead. Yep, now we're down to the citizens.
Come on, Jerry. Yeah. I'll start with the attorney.
I don't know why he always focuses. Talk to these.
I have a question about pay to begin with.
Go ahead.
I thought you was on contract with the city. You get paid extra to go to court?
I work on an hourly basis. And,
Okay.
And if it involves, if I have to go to court, then I charge for that.
Okay.
I do not charge for travel. My hourly rate's $100, which I think is pretty. And that's the deal, yeah.
And the one that's in the court right now, is that the vehicle on Third? It's been going on for
I have a separate file. Give me
a long time.
Well, one's been going on all the ones that have been going on a long time have been resolved.
Oh, yeah.
All right, well then, if they came to me, they've been resolved. If they haven't come to me, they haven't been necessarily resolved. The one I was talking about was Officer Brooks' case. He filed it, and it is, yeah, this is on Third.
Okay.
I'll tell you, if you want to know a little bit of a public record, it will be. 207 South Third is where you're talking about.
Yeah.
And these cases, as you know, go through a process. And the process is they have to be tagged. In this case, it had to be tagged twice, if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
And then, so it was filed in court by the city. When was it issued? It was issued on March 22nd. I know the vehicle's been there longer, but it was issued on March 22nd of this year. And so they set it for a hearing on yesterday, May 12th. So it was very brief. I was in front of the judge. It was an initial hearing. The property owner showed up, didn't have much to say other than to identify himself, didn't come and talk to us. We sat there a while. And all the judge did at my request is he set it for a pretrial conference on June 9th, which is as fast as we could get it. And what will happen at the pretrial conference is either maybe the property owner will talk to the officer or talk to both of us when we're there, and maybe we'll work something out. Or if not, we will set it for a trial date, usually 30 days later. Those are done in front of the court. You don't have a jury trial. And, we think our case is pretty strong.
Yeah. Well, it was tagged last year.
Well, it may have been. It may have been tagged multiple times.
This year.
Yeah. I know the police department makes an effort to resolve these cases without them going to court, but sometimes they just can't be.
Okay. Another one was,
Terry, we couldn't locate the owner the first time. She wouldn't tell us who it was.
I'll tell you what he drives.
Now we know now. We had to figure it out.
You know who he is.
Got him now.
Yeah.
He had to handcuff him, but he finally told him who he was.
He showed up in court, that established service and jurisdiction and all that.
Okay.
We don't need to find him anymore.
Okay. And Donnie, Peter down there, want to know when the piles of limbs and stuff are going to be burnt at the Lions Club. One of them is township, so I don't know about that.
Correct. We're just waiting on
Good day.
3-4 days where it ain't
Okay.
mile-an-hour winds or it's not raining and dry that we can burn.
Yeah, he was just,
Yeah, it's coming and once we burn that, our plan is we're not gonna pile there no more. Cause it looks terrible. Like we will pick up and again, a goal of having a dump trucks to be able to pile that stuff up in it and then we'll take it out to the wastewater ponds and burn out there.
Yeah.
You know, we're not, that's our goal is not to have it down there no more at some point.
okay, anything new on Circle K?
Change the locks on the doors today.
Yeah, no, they'd had someone doing an inspection in there for asbestos. So I'm assuming that's for demo. So they'll probably have to have it sprayed as they're demoing it. But again, that's all my speculation. I haven't been told that.
I talked to the guy today and he told me that they was wanting to get in so they can, it's gonna be demolished.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he's not whoever it is. He's just
Right.
giving them a way to get in.
Right.
So I just wondered if you guys hadn't really heard.
Hmm.
And then on the school, you said they got 30 days for a charter school? Is that new law or
For a while, it's
How's it?
$1.
because in the past, they've always shunned the charter school?
That's the day he said, not Dr. but Mr. Mann said when they shut the school down, when it all happens, state law is they have to give the charter schools 30 days.
Yeah, it did used to be that. That's why. Okay. And then, on a 1 to 10 scale, how are we as a city wanting that property?
That's a lot to.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
we're-
big question.
Yeah, I mean, we're still probably a good month from even knowing what they're gonna do with it and then it's, you know, and again, this is all just top of mind because you're asking, you know.
It's just a hypothetical.
No, it is. I mean, does the town have a budget to take over the school and make it to whatever we need it to be? Probably not. I don't want to say no. But if we got outside funding, whether it be a private backer, whether it be whatever, and if, you know, someone else wants to do something with it. I mean, you know, ideas anywhere from a new town hall, police department, to maybe some housing, you know, cutting it up somehow. Making it a community center would be another great option,
Right.
but getting all that to the finish line would be a lot.
Okay. I just don't see, if they see some kind of, housing go in there.
I think the problem with it is that's one question, but there's 100 different ways you can cut it. We don't know yet.
Yeah.
That's probably the best we have to offer you.
All right, one more thing, I guess, with Brooks. We can't hold them responsible for any of this work that you're doing,
No.
even though they just did it. They just paid it.
Once you signed off, whoever signed off at the end of that, that's gonna be their stance is if you had a problem. You know, while paving is, I tell you going forward in the future, when we pave, if they pave on a Saturday, we'll be here on a Saturday holding their hand while, I don't care who it is, if it's Brooks, E&D, Joe Schmo, we'll stand there with them. And then once it's final, we will sign on it. If we don't like it. They'll come back and wrap it back up.
It's like the one they just done down in Delaware. I mean,
But a lot of
they
it,
did it last year.
yeah.
Big, huge cracks across it, all the way, one side to the other.
Close transverse cracks. And sometimes those are normal, not on a year-old one, shouldn't be, but about 2-3 years old, you're gonna get transverse cracking. Not a big deal. We can fix those really easily and make those roads last, but it's, you know, when you see the longitudinal road cracks that run with the road, those are your, especially in the wheel path, those become problem cracks. Those, I would say if you have a new road and you start seeing long cracks, that's bad. That's bad workmanship. The transverse cracks happen. That stuff stretches, sun, cold, things run over it, but an inch and a half doesn't help. Again, inch and a half, a thin layer to expect you know, any kind of media to hold up to on, you know, thousands of pounds of vehicle. So, but we're gonna do our best to save it all. Like I said, we've been at it and we'll be after it all summer, trying to steal what we do have and make it last.
And I did call Brooks twice to try and get some answers and they did not get back.
They won't get back with you, but they want the work. We have to give it to them because it's a little bit.
Not
We
necessarily.
have to look at that because it may just say best bid or something along those lines, which best bid, if it's someone that's done work for us before and it's done not a good job, then that's not the best bid.
You don't have an obligation to go with the lowest bidder.
I mean.
Now, they'd have to
They may
vote
be
on it for
better,
what
but they do
reasons.
the least good work.
Yeah.
And Another thing on your gas thing down there, you're talking about getting on them to fix it, right? I know you guys are both new here, so Walnut Street, them big gullies, the
Yeah.
big dips,
Yeah.
that's from the gas company that's gonna come back and fix them. They never come back.
They'll be back on that one.
Maybe they can come back on that.
I don't know if I can fix those problems, but that problem we can
They've
fix.
been coming back. Fix those.
Yeah.
Okay, that's all I got. Thank you.
Thanks, Aaron.
On Mill.
You sure you're done, Terry?
Yeah, you only got a couple.
Mayor Terry.
Here,
Okay, I'm Jan LeMayle. I live on North Second Street, president of the Garden Club. What can we do to prevent the lilac bushes from being mowed down again? We've planted them twice this year. Both times they've been mowed down. How can we resolve that?
Yeah, we're,
I mean, we're already.
yeah, we're.
War Memorial.
Oh, okay. Dollar, I mean, this is,
We could stake it. If they were,
I had stakes. The first time we had tires
yeah,
around them.
I pulled those tires.
Second time we had stakes.
Okay,
Stakes are missing, tires are gone, and lilac bushes are gone too.
okay. The stake, I didn't see stakes. I did see the tires. I didn't see nothing inside the tires, so I pulled them.
Well, they were about this tall when I put the tires around them.
Okay. We can get together. We can kind of get a plan. I mean, obviously we've been mowing. I
didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna throw out. I guess we mowed it. But we just might probably get a plan together of how we can take care of that. I seen the
It's not
tires. I didn't
mine.
see
We
nothing.
need to get a plan.
I didn't see, when I pulled the tires, there was nothing in the tires.
Well, when I put the tires there, my lilac whips were this tall
Okay,
and there were 5 of them.
okay,
Now I have nothing
okay.
and I'm missing tires and I'm missing the stakes.
I don't know about the stakes. The tires I took, if you want them back, you can have them. We're gonna get rid of them tomorrow. I just look terrible with tires down there. We can figure a way if we can get maybe a tomato, I'm talking, pod or
Tomato
something.
cage? Are you
Cage.
just gonna move it and mow over them again?
I didn't mow over. I don't know. I don't have an answer.
Well, who did?
Gravel.
I need
One of
to
my
talk
guys
to
did.
the
It's my
mower.
fault. It's my fault. I'll take care of
Okay.
that.
Okay,
I don't know what the plan is going forward. We can get together and get a plan. I don't,
Can you tie something bright, orange, red on the tops of your
Yeah.
plants to get attention?
Put a smart shake.
yeah, we tried the stakes thing again. There was no stakes this year. When I was down there, the tires were there. I pulled the tires because it just looked terrible. And there was nothing in the tires when I moved the tires.
okay, the tires were gone, they were mowed, I over fertilized. I went back 2 weeks later.
Mhm.
My lilac bushes were starting to come back,
Okay.
which I consider an act of God. And then I put stakes in. Now the stakes are gone. My lilac bushes are gone again.
Okay.
And I don't know if they're gonna come back a second time.
Okay. I can address it. We can get down there where they're at and we can look at it tomorrow.
So decorative ornaments and moat.
Are you the one that mows down there, weed eats down there occasionally?
Me, not me personally, but I supervise it.
Well, I'm just not long ago, I was down playing basketball with my daughter and there was a lady down there weed eating.
That would have been one of my girls. And if anybody knows a little girl that's missing a Vera Wang handbag full of your daughter,
Okay, well,
I have them and I dried them out and nothing is moldy and I wash the handbag. I put it on Facebook and I've been waiting for someone to claim it. Little tiny McDonald's toys or whatever was in it.
It's mine.
It wasn't your shade of lipstick.
Mary, you can keep it. It's the last thing I need back.
But at any rate, I do have it, and I did try to find the rightful owner. Okay, I've addressed the lilac bushes, the flags. I just heard back from Diana in a text message. She said she's not contacting anyone until all of the flags come down. Her words, not mine.
What do you mean? The banners?
Yeah, the hometown hero banners. So that's probably.
We'll have that done this. We only got North Main to do. We did
think there's-
replace
I
the
think there's
American
some on
flag
Lake
at the Veteran Memorial. And then we're going, There was
Something on Lake Street.
there was allegedly supposed to be, every other year between
Oh, you guys in the
township,
township,
town.
yeah.
We're not doing that. We're just gonna assume it. Cause I don't know what year and I got, it's a hassle. So I spoke with, no, Robin. It's
Or
not that
Rhonda.
much, or Rhonda. Depends on what moment I'm in.
He does.
And we've already replaced the American flag. We're gonna, here probably, we looked at them today actually, and we're gonna find a cheaper place that has better quality when you get Old Collins. All the veterans flags are going, they need replaced. So that's our goal before Memorial Day.
There's a really nice flag company in Muncie where I've gotten flags at in the
Okay.
past.
We're gonna change it up too, because we're gonna take the Indiana flag and the POW flag out. We're gonna add the Coast Guard and the Space Force up too.
That would be all your branches, military.
Okay.
So I mean, it just, or we have to add poles. It's one or the other. Poles are expensive, so.
Okay, I think that's it. I won't complain about my neighbor's driveway till after tomorrow when they don't clean all their junk out of it.
I just got one question on the memorial. Are we all married to that fence on the backside?
Oh, that brings up something else. Whoever was on the mower cut down our flowers too. If you're gonna claim responsibility, I'll just hold your all the way around.
It might have been when I was snowplowing.
No.
No, oh no, oh no.
I just tried to save them.
I cut them. I weeded those because there was grass taller than that. No, nothing had budded. It was inside the fence.
You need to come to some garden club meetings so we will. And you'll learn every vehicle I drive, so you'll run from me.
We would like, no, we would
My
like to pull
question
that
is-
fence out so you can do something
Yes,
with that.
if we remove that fence and put a mulch bed there, would that help?
Well, here is
Depends.
what was said many, many years ago. They were gonna put posts on the end of that fence to put a net up to save the balls from hitting the lights that are up top on that memorial.
Okay.
Well, now they've taken the ballpark down.
Right.
So
Okay.
that would be my thought in theory, but I'm not in charge of those decisions. I get stuck with lilac bushes and flowers that are cut down. I have my priorities. So if you want to make the fence yours, go for it, but stay out of my freaking flowers. That's all I got.
Yeah, scholar.
Township property or city?
Yeah, so that, and
And is
that's,
he empty there?
yeah, so I would just check with D and make sure, because like I said, I'm not sure how that works between the township and the town. Cause that was before I even got here, it was like that. So I would just
It's a
check.
township project with John Stanley's family, her family. But I know the township's got something involved in it.
No, the town owns the property.
Probably.
Is Main Street Organization owns the monument
On the town property.
on the town property.
So it was just a every other year thing
Right.
on the flags and stuff for cost, I think.
Yeah.
So I would just, whatever you guys are gonna do down there, just run it through the township just to make sure everything's okay, and then I'm sure it's gonna be all right.
They get a little protective.
You don't want to make comment.
It's been quite a while ago. A young lady come in and talked about putting the box over here by the food box
Yeah.
with soap and whatnot in it.
Yeah.
Somebody has destroyed that thing. Does anybody know who that lady is?
Now, like the.
He's a or the Girl Scout girl.
Girl Scouts, yeah, yeah, I can.
You want her doing
Yeah,
that.
I've got an email address, I got an email address. right
I just seen it today. It's somebody's boxes.
Oh,
That's
she
been,
put a big thing out and somebody bought her a new one.
Two for her.
Yeah, but I don't know where they're at.
She wants to put a security camera out there, and there's people in town saying.
No, yeah,
"Right
that's
to do
right.
that,"
Yeah, because of,
Probably not.
'cause the food pantry.
yeah.
I know people utilize both of them.
Margie did that.
Right.
Sit out there and watch it.
I'm the one who picked that up, and based on its construction, it was probably the wind. Like, someone definitely ripped the door off on accident, but the wind is what took the rest of the box off. Cause it was like ended like that, so.
I didn't maybe reach out and never get another one or.
Somebody that
She
they,
threw a terrible fit on Facebook about it.
oh yeah,
So.
and so somebody
She set up a
within the
GoFundMe
town
and
bought it. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think she should do it too.
Michelle, that used to be on the board, bought her one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, however you want to handle it.
And the rest of the box is actually in the police station.
Is the town planning anything special for the 250th celebration for the 4th of July?
4th of July has kind of always been the township lead, and
Okay,
that's kind of where, I mean, we've kind of left it at that.
okay, I wasn't sure if they maybe had talked to you guys.
Yeah,
about-
nothing at this point, and I'm not gonna say no, there's not, just
Okay.
at this point, nothing's been mentioned yet. Yeah, I would check with Dee and, yeah.
I'm not sure, but I just think it will be a.
All right, anybody else have anything?
Questions, Susan, questions?
All right,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
can I get,
Second, I got a question.
There you go. I think they should just.
So if you guys are talking about, sending all the, building permits and stuff like that to the county, is that gonna do away with the planning commission?
I think we need.
no, because the one doesn't have, one's not over the other one.
That's what
One's about zoning,
zoning.
the other one's more about your actual structures on the property.
Oh, and another thing, talking about trash companies. I work in Windfall. They've switched to On Point. I've known some individuals who switched to On Point, and it's basically cut their bill in about half.
On Point?
So I don't know
Where are
if
they?
On
Where they're
Point,
out of?
Huh?
You know where they're out of?
I think they're out like Lafayette or something. I don't know if they come over this far yet or not, but it may be something you guys could look into and see if they would be interested in coming here.
Yeah.
If you get up that direction or whatever on trash day, they got the orange trash cans. Black ones, so. Just an idea. I don't know. I think they're a new company that's growing,
Right.
so it may be thinking this direction, I don't know.
Oh, why did you just?
All right, let's try this again. All right, can I get a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Hi.
Adjourned.
Yeah, no. Thank you, Randy.
Around a year old.
That's the legs.
They tried to get me.